Hey, what's up guys, Totally Dubbed here, and today I'm making an unboxing video of the Logitech G Series G710 Plus mechanical gaming keyboard. So I bought this keyboard for about £150, I think £145 to be precise, from Overclockers UK. Here are the Haribos which came with it. I love the Haribos. So I absolutely love Overclockers UK because they've always got great customer service. So I bought this keyboard straight from them. So here's the unboxing video. I'll probably put a full review video once I fully test it, but I just thought to do an unboxing video and a quick overview video of this keyboard. Oh, reasonably heavy. This is the UK layout, by the way. It's the UK English layout, so I made sure about buying that, because every single review I saw was the US version. So basically the difference is UK version doesn't have the UK version has the pound sign, whereas the US version doesn't have the pound sign there. And by the pound sign I mean the sterling sign. If there's any American people listening to this, they might get confused of what I mean by the pound sign. So here is the keyboard. Get all its contents out. So that's the keyboard itself. I will also show you how it sounds. I'll try to do that, and I'll quickly try and connect it up as well to my PC without installing any software. So as you can see, there's quite a lot of stuff. Well, not quite a lot of stuff, it's just quite a lot of things to get out. I'm showing off screen right now, but that's the rest. So over here there's a setup guide, and there's important information. That's usually warranty information, so that's that. And what do we have over here? That's probably the O-ring, which is magically disappeared. I'll try and see if I can find it. Well, anyway, let's just get on with the keyboard. So that's the main important thing. So this keyboard is quite expensive. I've got to say £150 is not cheap when it comes to buying a keyboard, especially. My old keyboard is the Logitech K350. It's a Logitech keyboard as well. I did a lot of research into what keyboard I actually wanted, and I was basically between the QPad MK85, the Roccat MK Pro, which is not out yet, and basically this keyboard. And the only reason I didn't want to get this keyboard is because of its price. It's quite expensive for what it offers, but you guys in the US always get it easier. And so yeah, here I'm just tackling this this packaging. I'll get there one day. There we go. Right, so that's that. So let's get this out of the way. I can straight away feel those mechanical switches do feel very sexy indeed. So let's flip that up. So here's the keyboard itself. It's a very different feel, I've got to say. This is very much interesting in terms of how it feels. It's the first time I've ever touched a mechanical keyboard, basically. I've got nowhere to try it out. Maybe there's some place to try it out, but it's the first time I'm actually trying it out. And this has got the brown switches inside. So it's brown switches inside, and this is how it works. So this is how it looks like, as you can see. Very nice indeed. Let me try and turn on my light, maybe get a bit more light in. There we go. So you can see this is how it looks like. It's got this very orange look over here. It's got these programmable keys over there. It's got the profile settings over there, and the F keys. Over there's your lighting. You've got the dedicated media controls. Here you've got a volume, which is, it feels very loose, I must say, very loose. You've got the mute function over here. You've got the keys over here, which are a little grayer, the WASD over here, which are slightly grey. Obviously it's a gaming keyboard aimed at gamers, and that's what it is. At the back you've got a little bit of cable management. You can do a little cable management through there if you wanted to, so you cable management through there and via there, which is pretty useful I guess for the mouse. There's a USB input 2.0 over here. You've got these little flip up things, and you've got rubber over there. So let me just go ahead and plug this thing in. I'll just plug it straight into my computer. The wire is quite thick, I must say. How to compare it, if I take my Samsung charger, just to give you an idea, here's my Samsung charger wire. This is how the wire compares. It is quite a thick keyboard wire, sorry. The wire length must be about 1.5 meters. It's not actually that long. I would have actually preferred it being longer, but just for the time being, let's just plug it into the back of my computer. Oh, that looks beautiful. That looks very, very beautiful. Here, hopefully you can see that illumination right there. That looks very sexy indeed. My God, that is eye candy. Very much eye candy. I'm very much impressed. Looks very sexy, I've got to say. So, let's see. So it's installed the drivers. Windows is installing the drivers. Obviously, I'm going to install the software in order to fully utilize this thing. So wow, it's I must say it does feel quite weird typing on it, especially with the lights. It's quite distracting, I must say. One thing I do notice in comparison to the 350 Wave is the spacing of the keys. Now straight away it's hit me, but the spacing of the keys is different. So this is my 350 Wave. You can see the spacing of the keys over here. It's quite big in between there, and over here you can see the spacing is very much smaller. But my 360 Wave is a huge keyboard, and it's got bigger sized keypad. So just for the noise difference, let me just bring you closer to the keyboard. As I said, I'll do a full review, probably a full video overview, but let me just give you a sound difference. So let me just type some random stuff. So that's how it sounds like. As you can see, I was just typing away. Now I'm going to just go on my K350, try and get you the same distance. So as you can hear the noise difference, that my K350 is a bit more clunky when it comes to... Can you hear that thing when you want to go from key to key? Whereas as we've got the mechanical keyboard over here, you don't have that noise. Also, just the way it's... Can you see how the different sound is? So that's brilliant. It feels very nice, light on the touch, I must say. I really quite like that DMX Brown. So let's go back. So hopefully that will give you a quick overview of the G710 Plus keyboard. It is a very expensive keyboard, I must say. Now it depends on how much you value your keyboard. just like anything in the world, depends on how much you want to spend on it. Personally, I set myself a budget of £150 and basically stuck to it, and I wanted a keyboard which could fit certain things. Now, this is quite interesting, I've got to say. When I look online, everywhere I looked online, first of all, this pound symbol over here, as you can see, the pound symbol over here is a pound, right? So obviously the pound symbol wasn't there because everyone was pretty much a US reviewer. There's probably some UK reviewers, no disrespect to them, but I didn't see them. So when I was googling around, I didn't see that. Now the other thing is this enter button. Now it might not seem obvious at first, but if you look at images, even on Logitech, there's a small enter button over here, not a large enter button. And basically the things I was looking for in a mechanical keyboard were several things. First of all, after some research, it seemed like brown switches were the switches that would probably fit me and would be something that I would want to look into. So I first of all went for a brown switch. Secondly, I wanted this illumination. Now, the color, I wanted it actually blue, but as soon as I saw white, I actually was like, I actually quite like white. I wouldn't mind white. So you can see the illumination right there. So you can see how it's doing it. Obviously, I'll follow this all up on when I do my full review, so that'll be something else. But I wanted an illumination. Secondly, I wanted a keyboard that had a software that would be able to have programmable keys. Now the programmable keys usually for gamers are just macro keys, right? Or certain buttons that do certain things, especially in MMORPGs, for example, World of Warcraft or something like that. You've got certain things that does certain amounts of things. I didn't want that. I wanted a bundle software that would allow me to open up programs. Now you can see I had the K350 because I'm quite a media user. So by that I mean I've got my media. Let's do it opposite. I've got my media functionalities over here. Right, play, pause. I've got these things over here, and over here I've got hotkeys. Now basically I use those to open up Outlook, to open up my music player, to play, pause my music, to mute the volume quickly, to open up a certain folder in my PC. So I wanted something that I could do that with, and there are very little bundled softwares that actually could do that. Apparently there are third-party softwares that could do that, but to be quite honest, I don't want to rely on third-party software. I wanted to rely on primary software and primary drivers for a keyboard. And when I did my research, the QPad, the Roccat, the Logitech, were basically the ones which actually had that support, that you could actually open up a certain program. Now I'll have to see and I have to test out, see how that comes up, and that will come up in my review. But that's the things that basically came out with that. Then I wanted one with a big enter button, and that wasn't a big must, but it was definitely a big thing that I wanted. Another thing I wanted was media controls over here. Media controls, volume key and everything like that. It's not a must again, but something that I would definitely want, and something that I definitely would have liked to have. And finally, I wanted it to be fully mechanical. Now, the reason I say fully mechanical is that you might think, yeah, it doesn't really mean anything. Well, if you look at the Corsair K90, that is not fully mechanical. These keys are all mechanical, but when it comes to this buttons over here and the F keys and the buttons it had on the side, they're not fully mechanical. They're just normal membrane. So that's a way of cost cutting by Corsair, which is fine. I understand, but I use my keyboard mainly for typing rather than gaming. And if I want to type, I want these keys to definitely be mechanical. I don't really care about these, and I don't really care about those, but I definitely care about these ones, and they weren't mechanical, and that was a huge turn off for me of the Corsair. So basically, long story short, when it came down to it, this was the keyboard that came out on top, the keyboard that basically had everything I wanted and everything I needed. So I'm actually very surprised that I got the big enter button. That's a huge plus for me because I was not expecting. I was expecting a small enter button, and it was a compromise. Another thing that was a compromise was obviously the LEDs. So the LEDs do adjust, which is fine, which is great. But for example, the Roccat, as soon as you press it, it's like changing, it's like doing different stuff, it's doing, following your things. But anyway, long story short, that wasn't even out. So basically it came down to the Logitech. If I wanted to spend £150 on a keyboard, the answer was yes, and I went ahead and bought it. As I said, I bought it from Overclockers UK, and I absolutely love their service. So guys, this is a long overview. I do apologize for 15-minute video, but I will have a review out when I fully test it and I use it for quite a little while, and I get to test every single thing and try and see if there's any problems or how it affects my gaming, for example, my responsiveness to gaming and things like that. But it is a very expensive keyboard, £150. In the US you can get it for $100 or $150, which is about, say, 90 quid, let's say. And for that amount of money, that's about 60 quid difference. It's a huge difference. But I wanted to buy it in the UK. I wanted the UK version layout, and I wanted to buy it from a reputable source and a company that I absolutely love, which is Overclockers UK. So I hope you've enjoyed this overview and unboxing. Again, this is the Logitech G710 Plus UK version. I'll just draft up the exact just get the exact one for you, the exact number. It says 920-004539. So that is the actual code for this keyboard. As you can see, I'm on Overclockers right there, just so you can zoom in. So just letting you know, that is the code for the UK layout one. So I had to make sure with Overclockers UK that this is the UK layout one, but it is indeed the UK layout one. So there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Do let me know your thoughts. Probably most of you were like, why did you spend 150 quid for a damn keyboard? Well, let's see if it's worth it. So alright guys, take care. Totally dubbed out. Bye bye.